The Make-A-Wish Foundation is the largest wish-granting foundation in the world. Through your help, the group is granting wishes to children ages 2 through 18 with life-threatening illnesses. This morning, the national president and CEO, David Williams, is visiting the Gulf Coast. We also have Alabama President Pam Jones. Thank you both so much for being here this morning. It's great to speak to you.
It's great to be here, Joe.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Make-A-Wish Foundation. I know a lot of people are aware of what you do, but it is a truly incredible organization. Share with the folks some of the great things Make-A-Wish does.
Sure. You know, every year in the United States, about 27,000 kids are diagnosed with a life-threatening medical condition. And when they receive that diagnosis, their world turns upside down. All of a sudden, words like chemotherapy and radiation and doctor's visits become part of their world. And so Make-A-Wish comes along and we ask a very simple question. If you could wish for anything, what would it be? And it is amazing what happens, not just to that child, but to the entire family when that occurs. Now, all of a sudden, they start thinking about something other than their illness. And then their wishes are just what you can imagine, and we, with our volunteers, do everything we can to make them happen.
Staggering numbers, 27,000, and when someone receives that diagnosis, it's not just them, as you mentioned, it's the entire family that receives this diagnosis. So when you have something like Make-A-Wish Foundation, it truly does make all the difference in the world. Tell the folks, what are some of the types of wishes that Make-A-Wish grants?
Well, we have certainly a wish to go someplace, and so, you know, we're not far from Florida and our friends at Disney, and they're great supporters, and so we certainly have that. We have a lot of folks who wish to meet somebody, so a celebrity might be sports, might be TV and movie. Some kids have a wish to have something, maybe a computer or a puppy, and then a wish to be something, which was the very first wish back in Arizona in 1980. A young boy wished to be a policeman. His favorite show was Chips.
Okay.
Some of your viewers may remember that show.
Eric Estrada, sure.
Right, right. And so he wished to be a policeman. And a small group of volunteers got together, sewed a uniform, and he got to ride in a helicopter, in a car, a motorcycle, went home and started writing tickets to the folks in the neighborhood, and that's how it started. And since then, over 250,000 wishes have been granted all over the United States.
And one of the great things that we want to talk about this morning is Alabama and Georgia used to be a combined Make-A-Wish chapter. Now Alabama has its own chapter. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. We're very excited about this. As you said, we've been granting wishes in Alabama through the combined chapter, but as of September of last year, we became an independent chapter so that we could better serve the children and families of Alabama. Our national office felt this was very important because Alabama has over 400 children that are being diagnosed with life-threatening medical conditions. So we knew we needed to invest the time and energy into our state so that we could reach more children.
And I don't want to get the numbers wrong, but I think I read that you're currently going to grant 120 or so wishes in Alabama this year.
Absolutely.
That is amazing.
And again, with over 400 being diagnosed, that's only a small portion of what we need to do. So our charge is very big, but we're excited about being able to be here and identify these children and raise the necessary funds to grant the wishes.
All right, we're running out of time, but I need to ask one last question. How can the folks get involved if they want to help Make-A-Wish Foundation? How can they do that?
So very quickly, if they have frequent flyer miles, 3/4 of all of our wishes involve travel. They're getting ready to expire. They can donate them to Make-A-Wish. They can just go to their airline website or wish.org or alabama.wish.org. They can volunteer. We're building this organization now. We need folks to serve on advisory boards or the statewide board, or the best job in the world is to grant the wish themselves. It's done by volunteers. And then finally, financially, for the summer, Make-A-Wish America will match on a dollar-for-dollar basis any gift that's made to Make-A-Wish up to $1,000. If somebody were to make a gift over $1,000, we'll actually match it on a 2-for-1 basis. And so we really want to do everything we can to get Make-A-Wish Alabama off to a great start.
An amazing organization. We really hope all of you out there help. All the information we just talked about is on our website about how you can help and volunteer, so go check that out, including the link to the Alabama Make-A-Wish website. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
All right, Danny.